Hello, welcome to my shop. I got something in the mail today, something I bought on eBay, something I've always wanted, and this one is in real rough shape. Saw it on eBay and I told the guy, I'll give you 50 bucks for it, and he said okay, which is unusual because I hardly ever win those things. It's in pretty rough shape. If you look at it's kind of coming apart back here. The case is, yeah, not in great shape. But let's open it up. Here we go. Haha, look at that. Wow. It is a B&K Model 700 Dynamic Mutual Conductance Tube Tester. In a wooden box with falling apart stuff all over it. It has the cord for high voltage, which is literally falling apart. They plug in like here and over here, you know, for when you need them. Well, also for the caps for yeah, that's come completely apart on the inside. The caps for high voltage tubes, and also the caps for the grid on some of the old audio tubes. It came with the little adapter, the TC70 adapter for those weird multiple pin huge tubes. And the thing that's really cool about this one is down here on the bottom, these are make your own tubes. You can turn these switches by the book. It also came with, let's take this top off so I can get out of it. It actually has the book. I don't know if this is the whole book. Let's see, it starts at O3A or OA3s. So this might be the whole book, but the book is downloadable online and it goes up to ZD 152s. Yep. So that's pretty close to the whole book, I guess. And it's attached in the inside of the cabinet. It still has a little floppy thing there, so that's a good thing to have. Although it does mark on here, a lot of them have what tubes go in them. See? You can see down there. Like, what does that say? It says what? 6CS7 and 6DE7. So we'll have to play with that. However, one thing about this I noticed when it came in the box, something is rattling around inside. So we can't just turn it on. We got to open it up. Wow. I'm wondering if maybe there's going to be mouse parts in here. Let's find out. I'm hoping it's nothing too serious. You know, it isn't horribly old because it's got Phillips screws in here and they look original. But the top of this thing is kind of in rough shape. I suppose it'll clean up okay. We'll find out. Got to keep an eye on this camera because I did this something a while ago and it just ran out of storage space real quick. Alright, so there's the screws. Get my little homemade screw holder, which is kind of turned into a little miniature junk box. Alright, well, here we go. Pull her up. Make sure nothing climbs out at me here. Oh, okay. There'd be a tube in here, George. It's been rattling around. And this is a... what? I don't know. I can't see. I'm half blind in one eye and can't see out of the other. This is a 5Z3 5Z3. I'm not a specialist on this old stuff, but at least it's not broken. There's a little cap off of the end of some tube that broke off and fell inside. All right, let's get this off of here. Wow. And let's take a look at the underneath side of this puppy. Wires everywhere. It's got a couple of filter caps. Let's see. There's a over here is a 20 at 250. Here's a 20 at 250. This one is a 10 at 35. Wow, that's so far apart I don't think I'll get a modern one in there. And it's got, oh, that's cute. Here, I gotta show you this. This is cute. Evidently, it needs adjustments to set this thing up originally, and some of the adjustments, you actually stick a screwdriver down through the center of the tube socket where the base would normally go, and there's adjustments on the bottom, and there's on 2 of them here. Well, it doesn't look horrible. Let's take a look at the switches down here. Alright. There's the switch. Let's get some light on the subject and see what it looks like. Well, that doesn't look... they don't look terrible. This rubber wire is growing fur. I don't know what that stuff is. I've seen that before. It does not seem... it's just something, I guess, leaching out of the wire. Oh, it's got another tube in here. What's this? This is a 6BN8. I hope the internal tubes are good. Okay, so let's take a look over here at this big switch bank. If we could see in there, trying to see. Yeah, those switches, they all look pretty good. They're basically just slide switches. None of them appear to be bent or broken. And I don't see anything wildly burred up. Well, you know what? I've been watching a new guy, or somebody on YouTube here for a while. I can't remember who is he. Yeah. He's right in the top. Yeah. Shango's 066. And I love his way of doing things. You do a quick visual inspection to make sure nothing's completely broken and horrible. Then you turn it on and see where the smoke comes out. On a Variac. I have a Variac with a current meter on it, so I don't have the dim bulb. I can just watch the current meter and see what it does. Let's see. 2 of these are bigger than the others. Oops, don't break it, David. That would be dumb. Okay, so it does go in this way. Yeah, that's the little holder springy thing here is not springing as well as it should. Okay, well, shall we? Yeah, I got a little Tenma 72109.5 isolation transformer that has a current meter on it. This thing is transformer coupled, so it's not a hot. It looks like it got wet up here, but it does not appear to have gone down into the tubes or the tube sockets, and also here, so that's a good thing. Let's see, where's the let's take that out for now. Where's the ON/OFF switch? I got it on the tube, or the isolation transformer. So our first test here is just going to be to see if the tubes light up and anything goes foop. Okay, bring her up slowly on current. Drawing about quarter, well, not even an eighth of an amp. Light bulbs are coming up. There, quarter amp. Almost a half on 120 volts. Hey! The light bulbs are lit. And I mean the ones in the tubes. Yippee! Skippy! Well, I'll be darned. Look at that. It lights up. Interesting little stackable lights back here. I guess that's so you get more light. See them back here? Over here? Or maybe that's for regulation too. That happens. They do that a lot. Little neon lights over here showing up. I think one of those is probably for short. Okay. Well, let's put her down in her head here. Well, what the heck? I guess there's no time like the present to give this a shot. Find me a tube. What have I got? Aha. Here's my 6x4. New old stock 6x4. I know for a fact that I don't know if this is any good or not, but we'll find out. And we'll look it up in the book. Let this thing warm up. Looks like it's doing good. I know nothing about this. 7-pin, 8-pin. I think those are straighteners and short light. So let's look it up. 6x4. It goes, heater is at 6. Well, that makes sense. There's heaters at 6. Lost it. Goes in socket 40. Sensitivity is at 44. 44. A is on 4. B is on 3. C is on 12. Oh, crank it all the way around, George. Okay. D is on 1. And test position 1. So over here on test position 1. So we plug this into socket number 40. Socket number 2930 40. Here it is, down at the bottom. See, this is why this thing wasn't actually made originally to do this, but oh, this is cool. See if the lights glow on it. Hey, they're lit up. Wow, so far, this is really cool. She's lit up. We'll hit test position 1 and nothing happens. Nothing. But then, like I said, any shorts? No, no shorts. Test 2 doesn't work. Test 1 doesn't work. Test circuit transfer. I don't know what that means, but it lights up this light down here. No shorts. Grid emission. Nothing. Well, like I said, I have no idea if this tube is any good or not. According to that meter, it ain't doing squat, but that doesn't mean nothing. Like I said, I don't know if this thing's working. But we'll try another tube. I have a few more here. I'm sure we can figure it out, whatever it is. Just not today, I guess. Let's see, what's this? Let's do something besides a 50C5 to start off with. Here's a 12AV6. Yeah, nice warm tube. It's working. So let's see, 12AV6. Here, 12AV6. So it goes on 12, socket 6, sensitivity 91. 12, sensitivity 91, 12, I lost it, 12AV6, socket 6, 91, socket 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That says 6AV6 and 12AV6 right on it. Okay. And test position number 1. I wonder if the meter's any good. Well, it did wiggle a little bit. Test 1. Oh, looky! Haha! We got meter reading. Not good meter reading. It says replace. It's wiggling around a bit. Socket doesn't seem to be too bad. Test 2 is check for shorts. No shorts. Okay, well, there's a questionable 6AV6. It's growing. It's getting closer. Yeah, we didn't have to go through the A, B, C, and D because it's nothing to do with this. I wonder if maybe this section is bad or maybe those switches are shot. I don't know. It's getting up into the questionable area. Be nice if I had another one of those 6AV6s. That way we could test that and see if it's showing up as bad. What else do we have here? 6AL. Let's try this 6AL5. Let's try to test this again. Well, it says reject. So 6AL5. Hey man, if this thing works and all it needs is cleaning up, I am going to be one happy camper. I've always wanted a tube tester because I do a lot of repairs on ham radios and things, and a lot of these old ham radios have tubes in them. 6AL5, okay. So 6 volts, socket 5, and sensitivity 62. 6 volts, socket 5, sensitivity 62. It says there, right? 6AL5. And this is a dual. Is he lighting up? Yep. So, holy Hannah, the thing works. I think this is a dual tube, this 6AL5. Let me look here. Keep losing it. 6AL5, yeah. So, number 2. So test 2 at the same setting is showing no good. Test 1 shows fine. Test 2 shows no good. Oh, there it goes. Okay, ugly connectors inside. All of them need to be sprayed and cleaned. So, I have a tube tester. Amazing. Let's do one more just because it's fun. What's this? 12BE6. Let's try it. Oh, I know that this... We'll try that again in a minute. Let's see. 12BE6. 12B. God, there are so many different types of tubes. 12D, 12A, 12B, 12BE6. 12 volt socket 191. 12 volt socket 191. 91. 12 volt socket 191. That socket's kind of wore out, needs to be cleaned, I guess. Is it lighting up? Yep. And test one. Give it a second. They're tubes, silly. That's not looking good. These are old tubes I pulled out of radios that I just saved because, you know, you save things like that. That not looking good there. Shorts? No, it just has a little bitty bit of a flash, but no shorts. I don't know what the heck that is. I'm going to have to read up on it. Oh, it's trying to raise up here a little bit. Alright, let's try a good, weird one. That one might not be any good. Like I said, I don't know if these are any good. 50C5. See if the power supply in this thing is still up to snuff and it's good enough. So we'll go to where would they find it? Will they be in the back? Oh, they got... Interesting, they got a bunch of H numbers here. Okay, so you got 50... Oh, they're okay, they go in order. That makes sense. 50C5. 50 volts, socket 4, sensitivity 44. 50 volts, socket 4, sensitivity 44. Okay, sensitivity 44. Test this thing on its highest. 50 volts. You gonna light up? I can't see it from here. Maybe. I think. Test one. Son of a gun. Well, it looks like even the 50 volts works. Yay! Fantastic. I don't have any big tubes to test in this thing, but I'll go find me some. And we're going to have to do some cleaning up. Son of a gun. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put this, well, check for shorts. No shorts. I'm going to clean this thing all up and polish her up good, and maybe I'll find some way to cover the case and everything, and then I'll have... It's questionable, and I thought this was. I thought this tube was questionable to begin with. And what's this? Do I have another 50C5? Or is this a 35W4? 35W4. Let's do one more just for the fun of it. We still recording? Yeah. Let's, well, just for the fun of it, let's do... W4. Okay, so this will test whether these things down here work or not. Okay, so 35W4 is 35 volts. Well, duh. 35 volts. Socket 40. Same socket that didn't work before. This goes on 33. 4365. 4365. I mean, these probably need to be cleaned. We'll mess around with them as we're doing this. And test button 1, and this goes in 40. You light, yeah, well, you lighten up. This says rotate for all shorts. Like I said, I'm going to have to read the manual on this, or something close to it. So, test 1. Yeah, I don't think these guys are working. I don't think so, because I can't get anything out of it. Let's pull this guy out. Just do a quick spray on these switches, because these are pretty good sized switches. I don't think they're double loaded. No, they're not. They're all on the bottoms. This one is. Okay. Got some expensive stuff there, but it works. I mean, there might be a wire busted. Unfortunately, I don't have the tubes to do this with, to test all of these areas down here. That's not nearly as mushy as it was. Oh, these just go around. And that's a different kind of switch. That's a one that's held in here inside of plastic. Oh, these don't have stops. Isn't that nice of them? Well, maybe they're supposed to have stops, and that's why it doesn't work. In frame, David. Okay, there we go. Ooh. Well, that's a whole different kind of switch, though. Well, I'll tell you, this thing smells like it's been out in somebody's garage for garage, heck. It's been out in somebody's barn for a lot of years. Okay, let's try that 35W4. Get that back on again. This book is in not great shape. Okay, 35W4. 40, 33. 4365. In position 1, 4, 3, 6, 5, 35 volts. Turn it on. Let the glow lamps light up inside. Of course, I don't know if this is any good either. But I do know it goes into 40. That's what it says anyway. Alright, let's put her in there. She's all lit up. Of some sort. Well, she's lit up and glowing. Test. Nothing. No. Nothing. Well, not showing any shorts. Not showing anything there either. Well, what else we got here? 12BA6, I think we tested that. 6X4. Let's try that 6X4 one more time. Just to see if... It might be a bad socket. There might be wires off of it. Who knows? We'll have to check that out, I guess. But just the fact that it works. 6X4. 640. 44, 44, 4312 and 4312 1. This goes on 44, 4, 3, 12, 1. Where'd you go? 6X4 and in socket 40. Whoa. Wow, that lit it up. 6 volts, not 35. Okay. That's still lit. It didn't burn it out. That's amazing. Got to make sure you do this one over here. And no. Nothing. It's not reading nothing. So that kind of points to this not being good. Let's turn this guy off over here. And let's just real quick see if there's something wrong or busted wires or something on this socket. Well, yeah. Well, I'm going to have to do a little bit of troubleshooting here, but all of those connections look just fine. Don't see any wires busted off. They're all making contact. This simple one over here is doing just fine. Well, we're going to have to maybe do a little bit more studying on this thing and find out how this section down here works. But for now, I think I'll just put an end to this thing, because it's 6:30 and I haven't eaten anything. I got dinner coming up, but it works for the most part. As long as it's up here, it works just fine. Down here, not so much, but I'm sure we can figure that out. And it seems like this socket really needs, is the one that gets used a lot in some of the more moderner tubes. Alright, well, hey, we'll come back to it. Okay, a little quick update here. I downloaded the manual, always a good thing. And I found out that if you want to use this section on the bottom, you have to push this button in right here. This button switches from this quick section up here down to this portion in the bottom. So I've got that 6x4 in there now, in the right thing. The test circuit transfer switch is in, and we push the test button and nothing happened. It was working a minute ago. Of course, this switch could be bad too. Well, it did work just a minute ago. It is lit up. Let's try that again. Okay, this socket needs a good cleaning, but according to this, that tube's good. And then since it's a dual tube, I go to what is it? 4, 3, 12, and 6, and hit the test again. And that section of the tube is good. So this tube is good, you just have to have that in there. So, the whole thing works. I don't know if it's accurate. We'll have to find that out. There's a little light on down here. I wonder what that means. I did download the manual. Let's see if there's a picture. No. No picture. And I don't see what that's for. There's two lights. Wait a minute. Here's the schematic and all the switches and where they go, but I do not see a light when I take it out. Okay, I think that means that this section is working, because this one's on when the button's out. So that 6x4 is good. So let's try the 35W4 real quick. So that's what that light means. Okay, so this poor book, I'll tell you. Yeah, this has 70, all those numbered series too, and so the old versions So 35W4 is 35, 40, 33 on here. 8142, and push the button. 8142 35, and plug her in. Yeah, it's glowing, I think. Yeah. Push test 1. Did I get this right? Pull you out. It's not lit up. Let's see. 35W4. 33. No, okay, got it on the wrong one. Skip down the line. 4365 and 1. So 4, 3, 6, 5, and 1. What these switches do in this bottom section is they set up all of the different pins for what they are, and hopefully it doesn't blow the tube up. Okay, it's lit up now. Yeah, it's lit up now. And we push this, well, so this 35W4 is very good. So it works too. And with the grid emissions, we'll show you if there's any grid emissions due to leakage. Shorts, we'll show you any shorts on the short light. Nothing happens. Test 2, if it's a dual test, we'll show you that. So this bulb is good. All right. So now all I got to do is clean the sockets, get everything, you know, clean up the top of it and get everything all cleaned up and figure out how to get the case a little bit better. And then we'll have ourselves a good tube tester. All right. We'll come back after I get all that done. Okay. Well, we got it as cleaned up as it's going to get. There is a lot of pitting and rusting on the top. The inside of the box is just in, you know, I dumped all the junk out of it. And I replaced these 2 sockets up here because this number 1 was just bad. I found some sockets, and this number 8, these 2 were evidently used a lot. I still got to replace 40, although I did kind of squeeze them together. We'll find out if that works. And somewhere around here, what happened to it? I made, well, I had it a minute ago. Oh, here it is. I made a new cable for the top caps, and I found a tube. So I found out the life test. Basically, what you do is when you put a tube in, when you're testing a tube, you hit the life test and it cuts the voltage down on the filament by a certain amount, and if the emission, if the needle swings down a bunch and stays there, then the supposed life of the tube itself is not going to be as long. So anyway, let's take a look at this. This is a used, quite used RCA 6SN7 out of an old ham radio. This one is kind of weird. The getter is way down here in the bottom, and it was just barely got. It didn't the getter didn't get got much, but it's, you know, still a little bit black brown there. It's not silver, but it does have the burn off of the on the filaments on the top of both of these, so you know this puppy's been used a while. And I'm sure it was in a ham radio, and I'm sure this thing is weak, but we'll find out. I also downloaded and printed out a newer tube chart. It's got a lot more tubes in it than the old one that came with it. So let's see. So I want 6 QRSF 6S and 7. Alright, so 6 goes in 6 volts, 2578. So 6 volts, 25, no, tube socket 25 and 78. So it goes over here, and she's lighting up slowly. I'm on the top bank up here. I did find out these are just tube straighteners, or pin straighteners for tubes. This one needs to be replaced, but I gotta find one. One was more important to me at the time, so this one is going to be replaced. Anyways, this lit up. Yeah, let's see. Give her a test on one, and she's iffy and dropping a little bit. Now I'm going to show you what you do. Is you hold down the test here and you push the button, and it popped up and it's starting to drop, and it's dropping and dropping and dropping, but it's not dropping any farther. Yeah, it's going down into the questionable, and then you let it up and it brings it back up to as good as this tube gets, which is questionable to begin with. It's in the good, but just barely. So that's, you know, like I said, this tube was used in a ham radio for a while as a cheap little transmitter. I'm going to get, let's see, what have I got here? We're going to take that tube that we were looking at before and show you what we got in the 6B, 6 now. Where is it? This is a 35W4. That's not what I want. I want the one to go down here in 40. 12AT7. Which one was it that we were looking at that went down in there? I think the 12AT7 goes down there. Let's look it up. I didn't print on both sides of these. It's easier to find it. 12A QST AT7, no. 12.8 and 74. 1286, that's not it. 6X4. Here it is. 6X4. I did mess with this quite a bit to try to get the tube to get it a little bit tighter, so we'll find out. This book has got hundreds more tubes in it. Some very weird ones. A lot more in this 6 series. A lot more. Oops. There we go. 6X4. 6, 6 volts, 40, 44, 4, 3, 12, and 1. Okay. 4, 3, 12, and 1. 44, 6 volts, and it goes in pin 40. Alright. Fits quite a bit tighter since I smashed them all together. It is lit up by itself. I also read the book, and what you do is once you get this thing going, you rotate this and watch this light up here to watch for shorts when it's in this bottom section. The shorts and grid emissions for the top section are on these buttons. So basically your tube is in there, you test it, yeah, see it's still, oh, got to put it down onto that section, keep forgetting that part. So it's lit up. Alright, so the tube socket is much better than it was. So basically the test looks good, but then you turn this, that little flash is okay, they say, but you turn it all the way around and make sure there's no shorts. And in the manual it tells you if it will show shorts on some things, so that's good. Now let's do a life test on this one. Hit the test. I do a life test. It dropped a little bit. Let it cool off. Basically, remember, it just cuts the voltage down on the filaments, and this one is testing fine. It's great, nothing wrong with it. So, other than the tube sockets being a little bit on the iffy side here, and the being kind of nasty up here and the box being torn up, I have a working tube tester, and I'm just happy about that. I mean, very happy, because I have people that want me to test their tubes, and you know, when they bring stuff in for me to fix. I thought I had a tube with a top on it that went in this one here. I'm sure I did, I just don't know what happened to it. I've got, oh, where's the, I'll show you a shorted one, if I can find the, let's see, here's a, this one is a 1L4, that's on 2 volts, and a 1L4, so it goes 2, 40, socket 40 again, so 2, 40, 52, and 7156. 7156. This goes into 40. You see that? I just plugged that in there, and on its normal 6 position, it's shorted, and it doesn't say anything about it being showing a short normally under 1L4. It doesn't say anything about it should short on its number 6 position, so that's showing that that tube is short in both 1 and 6, and it should not be shorted on any. And if I hit the test, it doesn't work. That tube is definitely bad. So I know the short section works fine. I've got another one here someplace, but not much to show. Here it is. Here's another 1L4. It came out of a device that I've got down here, a frequency meter that I'm going to do a video on once I get some more 1L4s. Plug this 1L4 in here, and this one doesn't show any shorts, but it don't do squat. And it don't do squat because it don't light up. The filament is gone. I can measure that, and I know the filament's gone. So, basically, what we have here is a tube tester. Wait a minute. Is this... No. That's an 807. Can't test those, evidently. 5933. No, I can't test. Oh, yeah, that's it. I've got... Here they are. I have a set of 6 JB6s out of an old ham radio. The friend of mine has a ham radio. And here's a 6 JB6. So let's look this up just to prove everything works. 6 J... G-H-I-J G-H-I-J-B 6J. Wow. So many tubes. 6JB6. It says normally shows short in positions 1 and 7. So this goes in 6 volts. Is this 6JB6? This is just a 6JB6, not even an A. So 6, 42, 29, 4, 5, 6, 2, and position 1. So 4, 5, 6, 2, test 1, and plug it in here. Now this socket is very weak. I mean it's loose. I need a little thingy for that one. And it is showing a short in 7, like it says. 6JB6, so it's 4562, 4562, and it should show in position 1 and 7, and it does, 1 and 7, okay. So let's hit the test and see if we got anything. And we do not. We got nothing on this. Oh, there's the filament. Oh. There's the filaments just coming up. I need to replace that socket. I don't know if I have one. It's lit up, but it ain't doing nothing. So let's try that other. JB6 that I've got. These came out of ham radio too. Boy, it is not showing squat. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, this socket is terrible. Okay, so that one is working. If I hold my tongue just right. So there's one testing with the top. Let's try this one. Boy, that is one loose tube socket. And these guys have been well used, these tubes. Takes them forever to warm up. Here it comes. So both of these are good. I knew these tubes were good. I took them out. Let's try and see what happens. When I hit the life test button, it doesn't move much. I mean, it's hard to do, to hold the tube in at the same time. I knew these tubes were good because I took them out of a guy's radio, but they weren't matched with the ones that he had in the radio, the other one that he had in the radio, and so he had another set of the other one. So he got matched radios for an old Drake, TR4. Yeah, TR4. Anyhow, so couple of new tube sockets I got to replace. This one seems to be okay now. You gotta, sometimes you can get in there and mash those pins together and with a very fine screwdriver and make that work, but that's not the prescribed way of doing it, of course. But there we go, a working tube tester that doesn't look hateful. Not completely. Once I get the box done, it'll be much better. Alright, there we go. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I'm sorry it's so long and just a tube tester, but this is kind of a complicated tube tester. So, at least it's big and impressive. Thanks for watching.